Hi Bruce, it's me again. We're going to walk through the JCE article editor that you will use to build out your pages. And I am going to go to the article manager and select the web page that I created in the last video. It's got a menu item to go with it so we can test it out and see how it looks. All right, here is the JCE article editor, and I've removed lots of the icons of possibility because it just can be overwhelming and they all end up looking alike. Be sure, do know, of course, use when you put your cursor over one of the icons, it tells you what it's for, and so that can help if you don't recognize the symbol. If there are features or functions in a word processing process that you don't see, maybe I've removed it and I can move it back. So just want to keep it as simple as possible for you. All right, so here is the toggle editor. If you ever are interested, remember how you can drag this page down, use this little deal here. This is the code. And sometimes it might be of interest to you to see what's going on if you're curious. To get back to the JCE editor, just click on Toggle Editor again. I'll do a very quick walkthrough. All right, this is help. Here is an undo. If you've done something that you don't like, this will be highlighted. You can click on it and it'll take you back. Print. A spell checker, I'm not going to walk through that, but it's a little subtle. When you select it, the words that the words are underlined in red, the ones that are questionable, and then you can put your cursor on it and it'll give you possibilities. You can play with that. Bold, italic, underline. Everything's left justified. You don't need to click on any of this, really. If you want to, it's already left justified, so that's a default. If you want to center something, then you could use this. I left it in there. If you are copying text from a Word document, sometimes Word provides some strange formatting and can cause problems with HTML. You can highlight the Word text, click on this, and it'll remove the weird formatting. So that's helpful to know. Your page is pretty simple. It's made of paragraphs. This is what you've got here. Heading 2s, it's your larger heading, and heading 3s. I initially had a lot of this as heading 3, and then I changed it, made it heading 2, because it just seemed to stand out and seemed like that was a good thing. All right, this is something really interesting, and here our page is shrunken a little bit again. Maybe I can do that. Okay, mess with my page here. This symbol right here is show hide block elements. This I think is really helpful to also see what's going on. In your document, each of these is a div, and instead of colorizing the whole thing, different colors, red and pink or whatever I did, I've just outlined it. Maybe we'll want to change cadence to be the same. I think those colors really sort of get in the way, unless you're used to them or like them. In this case, we've got our right div and our left div. Here's our heading 2 paragraph, heading 2 paragraph, UL for a list, another heading 2. This unit here it's important to, when you want to say replicate this little piece of code here, you would, and I'll show you how it's done, you would actually make a paragraph and then insert your image and then put in the rest of your narrative, especially if you want the narrative to be alongside, sort of fill in this whole area here. You always want it inside the paragraph. Each of these, in this case, is a paragraph in itself. Here's the space here. We wanted a little room between these guys. But this is its own paragraph. We've added links. I'll show you how to do that. It's its own paragraphs because we wanted it to move back to the left, because this is just really a label for this image. And it's a link as well. All right, so I'm going to, anyway, this is something I've left in there. You might want to, when you want to turn that off, if you do, you click it again. All right, your list, set of lists, it's pretty easy to use. If we want to link something to either one of your existing pages or to an outside website, you use this, highlight it, and link. I'll walk through that in a second. And if you have a link in place that you want to remove, then this unlink icon will be highlighted. You can do that. Here is your image, your extended media manager, access to your regular Joomla media manager, and also providing the ability for you to resize images that you load up from your PC or Mac, whatever you have. Inserts a new table. I won't go through this. I think you can experiment with this. You know what this is about. And you've used it in Cadence, so I've left it here. There's like everything you could possibly... of course, once you have a table in place, then these are no longer opaque. You know, they become more active. And if you want me to remove this, here is a cut, copy, and paste. Most people use copy C, copy V to cut and paste. I'll leave this here. You can use those if you want. If you want them out of the way, I can remove them as well. So what we're going to do is, I think that's all. I think I've covered everything. We're going to do a quick, we're going to add, let's say on this side. I'm not going to go through the H2, the paragraph. I think you have a handle on that, but just to give you a feeling of confidence. Okay, here is what, if we looked at this show block formatting, this will show, you know, anytime you hit return, it's thinking it's a new paragraph. So that's like the default, which is what you want. And then you can move it from there. If you want this not to be a P, but say you've got text here, and you highlight, you just touch it, and that will be turned into an H2 or an H3. And then at the end, start again. It thinks it's a new paragraph. Okay, so we're going to hit return, and all right, it starts a new list. So maybe you can have a heading for this table, yada, 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 and return. Every time you hit return, it thinks it's a new list item. Hit return once more, it goes back to the paragraph mode. Let's see. Okay, let's just for the heck of it, Separation Associates. Let's say that we're my business. And like I said, this isn't a logical exercise. We're going to insert edit link. All right. And say that you want an outside. All right. Across net. Text. You want alt text for this. So screen readers can understand what they're looking at and know what's going to happen here. All right, target, open in a new window. I think that's all you want here. Obviously, there's way more that you can do with all of this. I'm not going to even look at what pop-ups mean. But the simple link, I think that should do it. And we're going to say insert. All right, and then let's go to... I happen to have, I'm going to refresh the page right here. And here is companies. This will take, when I click on it, it'll take, there is ATU Web Design. It'll take us to my website. We don't want that, obviously.